What happened to Carole King? Born Carole Klein on February 9th, 1942 in Manhattan and raised in Brooklyn, she began playing piano at the age of 4 and formed her first band, the vocal quartet The Cosigns, while in high school. A devotee of the composing team of Jerry Lieber and Mike Stoller, the duo behind numerous hits for Elvis Presley, the Coasters, and Benny King, she became a fixture at influential DJ Alan Freed's local rock and roll shows. While attending Queens College, she fell in with budding songwriters Paul Simon and Neil Sedaka, as well as Jerry Goffin, with whom she forged a writing partnership. In 1959, Sedaka scored a hit with "Oh Carole," written in her honor, and King cut an answer record, "Oh Neil, but it's stiff." She and Goffin, who eventually married, began writing under publishers Don Kirshner and Al Nevins in the famed pop songwriting house, the Brill Building, where they worked alongside the likes of Doc Pomus, Mort Schumann, Jeff Barry, Ellie Greenwich, and countless others. In 1961, Goffin and King scored their first hit with the Shirelles' chart-topping "Will You Love Me Tomorrow?" Their next effort, Bobby V's "Take Good Care of My Baby," also hit number 1, as did "The Locomotion," recorded by their babysitter Little Eva. Together, the couple wrote over 100 chart hits in a vast range of styles, including "One Fine Day," The Monkees with "Pleasant Valley Sunday," The Drifters' "Up on the Roof," The Cookies' "Chains," later covered by the Beatles, Aretha Franklin's "You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman," and the Crystals' controversial "He Hit Me and It Felt Like a Kiss. King also continued her attempts to mount a solo career, but scored only one hit, 1962's "It Might As Well Rain Until September." In the mid-60s, she, Goffin, and columnist Al Aronowitz founded their short-lived label Tomorrow Records. Charles Larkey, the bassist for the Tomorrow group, The Middle Class, eventually became King's second husband after her marriage to Goffin dissolved. She and Larkey later moved to the West Coast, where in 1968 they founded The City, a trio rounded out by New York musician Danny Korchmar. The City recorded one LP, Now That Everything's Been Said, but did not tour due to King's stage fright, and as a result, the album was a commercial failure, although it did feature some songs later popularized by The Byrds with Wasn't Born to Follow, Blood, Sweat and Tears' Heidi Ho, and James Taylor with You Got a Friend. Taylor and King ultimately became close friends, and he encouraged her to pursue a solo career. Released in 1970, Rider proved a false start, but in 1971 she released Tapestry, which stayed on the Billboard 200 for nearly 6 years and was the best-selling album of the era. It was a quiet, reflective work that proved seminal in the development of the singer-songwriter genre, and Tapestry scored a pair of hit singles, So Far Away and the number 1 hit, It's Too Late, whose flip side, I Feel the Earth Move, garnered major airplay as well. Issued in 1971, Music also hit number 1 and generated the hit Sweet Seasons. 1972's Rhymes and Reasons reached number 2 on the Billboard 200, and 1974's Wraparound Joy, which featured the hit Jazzman, hit the number 1 spot on the Billboard 200. In 1975, King and Goffin reunited to write Thoroughbred, which also featured contributions from James Taylor, David Crosby, and Graham Nash. After 1977's Simple Things, she mounted a tour with the backing group Navarro and married her frequent songwriting partner Rick Evers, who died a year later of a heroin overdose. Pearls, a collection of performances of songs written during her partnership with Goffin, was released in 1980 and was her last significant hit. King soon moved to a tiny mountain village in Idaho, where she became active in the environmental movement. After 1983's Speeding Time, she took a 6-year hiatus from recording before releasing City Streets, which featured guest Eric Clapton. In 2001, she returned with Love Makes the World, a self-released disc on her Rocking Gale label. 4 years passed before her next record, The Living Room Tour, a double-disc set documenting her intimate 2004-2005 tour that found her revisiting songs from throughout her career with only her piano and acoustic guitars as accompaniment. King joined longtime friend James Taylor for a co-starring show at LA's famed Troubadour venue in 2007, and the pair followed it with several more shows, resulting in the Live at the Troubadour released in 2010. These shows also inspired the Morgan Neville-directed documentary Troubadours, Carole King/James Taylor and the Rise of the Singer-Songwriter, and premiered on PBS in 2011, shortly thereafter being released on DVD. King released her first ever Christmas album, A Holiday Carol, through the Hear Music Concord Music Group in November 2011. Her memoir, A Natural Woman, was published in 2012 and spent time on the New York Times bestseller list. The following year, she was awarded the Recording Academy Lifetime Achievement Award, and she became the first woman to be awarded the Library of Congress Gershwin Prize for Popular Song, presented by President Barack Obama at an all-star White House gala. In 2014, King received a remarkable show business accolade, with her life becoming the basis for a Broadway musical, Beautiful, the Carole King Musical, which followed her professional and personal life in the 60s and the 70s. The show opened on Broadway in January 2014 with a score dominated by King's hit songs and an original cast album appearing the following May. The next year, King was a Kennedy Center honoree, and in 2016, she played the entirety of Tapestry at the British Summertime Festival in Hyde Park. The concert was documented on the 2017 album DVD set Tapestry Live in Hyde Park. King's discography was largely absent of archival material for a star of her magnitude. Except for the odd live document, not much was released from the vaults until 2012's aptly titled collection, The Legendary Demos. In 2019, another rare document of King's legacy was unearthed in the form of the DVD audio combo footage Live at Montreux 1973. The material was captured at the Montreux Jazz Festival in Switzerland just weeks after the release of her fifth album, Fantasy, marking her first performance outside of the States. In 2021, King was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as a solo artist. This was her second recognition from the Hall of Fame following a joint induction with Goffin in 1990 as a songwriting team. That year, she also co-wrote a song, Here I Am Singing My Way Home, which was used in the Aretha Franklin biopic Respect, alongside other Kingpin songs that helped Franklin's early rise to superstar status. It earned a Golden Globe nomination for Best Original Song, along with a Grammy nomination for Best Song Written for Visual Media. In 2023, King celebrated the 50th anniversary of her 1973 concert in New York City's Central Park with the release of Home Again, Carole King Live in Central Park, a film that was accompanied by a live album called Home Again. And that's what happened to Carole King. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Give me some facts about Carole King that I failed to mention in this video, and let me know who I should do next on the channel. Thank you again for watching. I will see you in the next video.